the month of June. In the month of June, I will be taking you along with me on the books that I read, what I think about them, my final thoughts, my reactions. There we go. So, I'm Veronica. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. The first book that I'm going to be reading in the month of June, right now it is June 1st. I would show you my calendar, but I thought it was on that wall. It's on that wall. So the first book that I'm reading is Heartless by Marissa Mayer. Not entirely sure how to say it, but this is a retelling of the villain origin story, I think, of the Queen of Hearts, which I love because I love the Disney villains so much. So I'm going to read this, and I will update you when I'm halfway through, probably, and then at the end. Before this video starts, I should probably, tell you guys my favorite authors, my favorite book genre, just like that, so you can kind of know what to expect. So personally, my favorite genre to read is fantasy. I love being taken into a new world, escapism, if you will. I also love books that take place in the older times, period dramas sometimes, like Pride and Prejudice, The Picture of Dorian Gray, classics sometimes, because I find the older times so interesting to read about. My favorite author is Leigh Bardugo. I have been trying to incorporate some more diversity in the books that I'm reading and the authors that write it. So there's so many books that I have on my TBR, on my Goodreads. Here's my Goodreads if you would like to follow that. But there's so many books that I want to read that I just don't have because I don't have any money because of buying books. Favorite books? That is such a hard question for me because I have so many. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo is one of my favorite books of all time. 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Easton, I think her name is. It's a Christmas book. It's wonderful. I'm probably going to reread it this Christmas. The Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter is one of my comfort series. I could read it 1,000 times. And basically the whole Grishaverse too. Okay, so I'm about 50% done the book. 51% to be exact, according to my Goodreads. I have annotated enough at the moment, and let me tell you, I am in love with this book so far. I know it's heartbreaking at the end. I've heard some things. I don't know what the end is. I haven't spoiled it for myself yet, but I know that it's like unending. I'm a little scared. Okay, I am whispering because it's 11 p.m. and everybody else in my house is asleep. I will do a final thoughts, overall thoughts tomorrow because it's 11 p.m. as I said, and I am empty. That book broke me. Okay, so it is the next morning, as you can tell, and last night was an adventure, to say the least. I finished Heartless pretty late last night, and I'm going to tell you, it is probably one of my new favorite books ever. I am in love with this book. I felt all the emotions. I loved the writing style. I annotated it quite a bit. The way I annotate is pink is for romance, green is for moments I liked, yellow is for quotes I liked, orange is for important moments, and blue is for sad parts. So I didn't cry as much as I cried reading Crooked Kingdom. If you read that book, you know why. But I cried a significant amount, we can say. I didn't even cry like right after I read okay, well, obviously if you're watching this, you've read the book because spoiler warnings, blah blah. I didn't cry as much as I expected to when Jess died. He was brutally murdered. I expected to be sobbing right away. No, I read it, sat in my bed for 10 minutes, like shocked, just like, give me a moment. And I went to my bathroom and I just sobbed for like 10 minutes because I read a quote I go through the TikToks of like about the books when I finish them, and I saw one. It was talking about the one line when he says, when Kath says, "Over everything I choose you," and I read that and that just like, the waterworks just came down. 5 stars. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a pretty generous book rater. Like if I really like a book, it's a 5-star rating. Like there's no, like if I like it, I like it. I don't really care. In the beginning of the month, I promised myself that I was going to read all the books I have since my birthday is this month. So I didn't want to get more books on my birthday and still have all these books to read. Unfortunately, which I'm pretty disappointed in myself in, I don't have any new LGBTQ plus books to read, because one, I've either already read them or I just don't have any at my disposal in my bookshelf right now. But since it is my birthday coming up, as I said, there's a bunch I'm asking for just because I really want to diversify my bookshelf. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments, because it is Pride Month, and happy Pride Month everybody. Probably already passed by now since this is going up after June, because these are the books I'm reading in June. But yes, so happy Pride Month, happy late Pride Month everybody. Please leave your recommendations down below. Honestly, it can be recommendations for any kind of diverse. Thank you. Another thing I want to do is I'm going to share a couple of my favorite quotes from this book. So one part I really loved was here when it says, his smile widened when he saw that she recognized it, and he whispered, "Try not to faint." I swear, like, the 4 words that he said, oh my god. Their smiles met each other across the darkness, tentative and a bit shy. I wonder if it would be terribly inappropriate for me to hold on to you. I think you better anyways. Oh my god, come on. It's like anytime he like held on to her, like just whose arms encircled her, literally any time that they were together. But I can't stop thinking about you, Lady Catherine Pinkerton of Rock Turtle Cove. I've been trying, but it's useless. You've had me memorized from the first moment I saw you in that red dress, and I don't know what to do about it other than to use every skill at my disposal to try and mesmerize you back. Oh my god, guys, I don't want to cry again. This one, Marianne may be a servant, but I am not. I can dismiss myself, thank you. She is so cool, like, honestly. The first time she says, "off with its head," I was like, yes, yes. All of chapter 36, can't find the page, but also, you know, where everything I choose you. Ow. The exact words I used once Jess died was, "My heart has been ripped out of my chest, stomped on, and thrown into an incinerator." I wrote that in the book. I love the fact that the last line was "off with his head." So I think that was a perfect book to kick off the month with. I have about 6 other books in my bookshelf that I haven't read that I probably won't finish this month, but I would like to try to get through so I can have different books to read once my birthday comes and I get more books. Since we did just finish one Marissa Meyer book, why not start another? So this is Renegades by Marissa Meyer also, and I only have the first book. I only have the first book, so if I really like it, I will get the other ones from my library. And yes, so I'm really excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about it, and I will get started. Okay, so if you didn't know, this wall is all collages from books that I've read. So after I read the book, I make a collage. So this is my Heartless collage, and I want to show you. So for all of them, I always put the author, the published date, the genre, and the characters. And then I like to put photos of like things that go with the story, but things you don't know go with the story if you read the book. And then my favorite quotes all around it. And then today I decided to do some little extra things. And I think this was my favorite so far out of, I don't even know how many are on the wall. I would like to interrupt by saying Shadow and Bone just got renewed for season 2, and I have never been so excited about anything for my entire life. I just cried for like 10 minutes. I can't stop crying. I'm so excited. I can't. Oh my god. I have not stopped smiling, and I'm telling everybody I can about it. I just thought that needed to be said. I'm officially 53% done this book. I actually really love it so far. But yeah, I've annotated it not as much as I normally would, which I don't know, either I'm just like more into it, so I'm not paying attention as much. But I really love the story, and I know there's more than one. I told this one doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It ended on a cliffhanger, because I'm not reading the rest of the series right away. But I don't know if she's problematic or not. So if you know if she's problematic, tell me, because I don't want to support her if she is. So thank you. So last night I finished Renegades at around midnight again, and it took me a little bit to get through the beginning. It took me a little bit longer to read this book because I had a book hangover from Heartless, because yeah, obviously. I don't know if it's Marissa Meyer's writing or the stories in general, but I loved this book. I don't know why, I was really intimidated by it at first. I'm like, this is a big book. And then I'm like, Veronica, You read Order of the Phoenix in a week. Why does this scare you? So, I ended up, took me about less than 2 weeks to read it. I annotated a lot more towards the end. Whatever. It was really cute. It was a really, really good story. The things I write in these books when I'm reading them just make me laugh. So, Adrian, I loved him. The part where they like held hands, I found really, really cute. Nova, she's awesome because she never, I was really, really scared that they were gonna make her like turn to the good side, but they didn't, thank goodness. And the ending, are we gonna talk about the fact that he's not dead? Ace Anarchy is alive. I don't even have the second book and they're not available at Chapters yet, so I'm really, really just waiting, He's not, when I read the lines and saw Uncle Ace levitating, the words I wrote in the book were, what? He's not dead? Mind blown. That was me at midnight last night. A little bit delusional, a little bit kind of there, but he's not dead? That was some smart thinking there. And it was like good because I ended up liking Ruby and Oscar, but I didn't like them because they were renegades, but I really still liked the character. So that was a conflict in my own head. I was like, I like them, I don't want them to die, but they're annoying me. Same thing with Ingrid. I liked her because she was anarchist, but I didn't like her because she was just rude and annoying. I just wanted to punch her in the face. She would have killed me, but it's fine. And Ruby and Oscar, I'm telling you, if they don't get together at some point soon, I'm gonna have some things to say. So that book, I gave it 4 stars on my Goodreads, and I think that goes pretty well with it. And the next book I'm going to be reading, it's called The Vanishing Season. I haven't really seen this book anywhere, but it was $6 at Chapters once when I went with my mom, and it's a shorter book, so hopefully I'll be finished it by my birthday, so then if I get a book on my birthday that I really, really want to start to read, I will be finished this one and be able to start something new. So I will see you when I'm into that one. Some more lighting is really, really bad right now. Yeah, whatever. So I am about 70% done the book. I didn't like film right away when I was halfway done because I just kept reading. So I should be finishing it tonight. So far, from an $8, $6, I don't know, from a whatever dollar book at Chapters, it is amazing. It gives me really Criminal Minds episode vibes. There's a couple things that like bother me, but I'll talk about that more towards the end in case they like build it up more and explain what had happened. So yeah, so far I'm actually really enjoying it. I finished The Vanishing Season yesterday. It took me 3 days to read it. I've got so much to say. So I annotated it a lot because it was like, it's a mystery, murder mystery, blah blah. So there's a lot of like little important things that were kind of like important to go look back at. Also, bookshelf. Yes. So, sorry, I'm like out of breath now, so it's like, it's my birthday. Veronica. Okay, so to start off, spoilers, if you haven't read this book, let's just skip over this part. This book was awesome. It was like one whole episode of Criminal Minds, honestly, to me. The only criticism I would have, the chapters were a little bit too long, I found, so I was getting like kind of frustrated. I was like, oh my god, this chapter's still going, like just finish already. I think I gave it 4 stars on my Goodreads. Another thing I loved was the way it was written. There was never an information dump, so you would just get completely overwhelmed. The author didn't discard Ellery's trauma halfway through, which I appreciated. I really loved Reed and Ellery's dynamic because even though everybody was always like, oh my god, you just want to sleep with her, you just want to sleep with her, he's like, no, and he never actually did sleep with her, which I appreciate because that is weird. That is weird. At one point I was like, how are they gonna tie this together? Like, I didn't understand. Then when I finally understood it, I was like, oh, I got this. And it was so well written. The end, the final story, the final everything made a lot of sense, and I'm really glad how it ended. So yeah, amazing book. If you want a quick get out of a reading slump book, I suggest this one. It's honestly quite up there with Heartless, didn't beat Heartless, but I really loved it. So the next book, I got this one for my birthday today. I'm so excited. Oh my god, guys. can we talk about this book, please? Can we just... I honestly don't think I can stop talking about this book. So, We Hunt the Flame. It might be one of my new favorite books. I'm gonna be honest, I was in a little bit of a slump at first, so I didn't get through the beginning as quickly, but the ending, I read it in like 2 days. Like 400 pages in 2 days. I just like sped through it. But, okay, so the beginning reminded me of a little bit of the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's no spoilers in this for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But, like in the first episode, Sam and Bucky weren't together. Like it was like 2 separate stories kind of. Like in this, like the beginning was really just Nazir and Zafira just like doing their own thing. But once they got together, like in the second episode, once they got together and they met up, everything just got so much better from there. So I adored this book. I loved it so much. It was so amazing. Chapter 82. Chapter 82. I'm telling you. So I annotated. There you go. A lot. There's a lot of times I just stop. Just stop. Okay. The lighting, not helping. I like stayed up one night till like 1 o'clock. I was just reading and reading because what I love, the chapters are short. So it's like some of the chapters are like 2 pages. So you go and you're like, one more chapter. Maybe one more chapter. And Nazir and Zafira, I love them together so much. It's not even funny. Literally, oh my god. Hopefully I'm gonna get the second one because I ended on a cliffhanger, of course. So I really want to get the second one to read that. I also finished this one on July 1st. So the day after June. Whatever. But I adore this book. I think I gave it a 4.75 stars only because I took off that little bit because the beginning was a little bit slow for me. But everything after that was just amazing. So I 100% recommend this book to anybody. Anybody, just read this book. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was my first booktube video, so if you really enjoy this, I will do it again for July just because I really enjoy doing these and they really motivate me to read more. So I hope you like this and we'll stay around for more videos.